Illustrate Radio. It's another sexy Wednesday on you all. Hey, Lucky.
Hey, boo. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. You guys, make sure that you are tuned into Lucky. Make sure you are tuned into me, T Gray, each and every Wednesday here on Illustrate Radio. We are streaming live to your Facebook at Studio 202 DC page. Make sure that you're also checking us out on iHeartRadio so that you get all this great entertainment, all this great news. I just want to send a shout out to our DJ Stiletto, who's on travel. I wish you were here, girl, to bless us with these music, but we still going to keep it going in here tonight. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get this thing going.
Happy birthday to our boy. Yeah, so that's what's up.
Yay! It's still Sag season out here. Yay!
I know. Y'all heavy, and I love it. So what you got for us with our love and?
Girl, today's love and is love and knowing yourself. And what brings me to that is I've been accused, and I'm going to use that word loosely because I've been accused of having too much man in me. And that is in my personality and how I deal with men. I'm too mannish. I'm too aggressive. And I've been told that I kind of need to soften up as a lady, as a woman. I need to soften up. Some would say, it's society's doing because men have been removed from homes. Women have to be stronger. So ultimately, us as women in general are now stronger, more independent, more verbal, speaking up for ourselves. But so my homeboy said that I am just an emotional hermaphrodite. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of heavy, bro. He's like, but you're such a man. And so I wanted to kind of dive into why I am the way I am. And to be honest with you all, it was kind of like almost like my aha moment, like a moment of reflection, because I didn't even realize that this situation in my life happened that had such an impact on me and my psyche as a lady and how I carry myself. So I normally don't share a whole lot of personal stories, but y'all gonna get one tonight. When I was younger, I'm going to try to make it quick for you guys too. When I was younger, about 13, 14, what have you, I was kind of in and out of homelessness. And I spent time in and out of living in motels. And so one part of that life, I ran into a pimp and his bottom bitch and whoever the rest of his crew was. And so in getting to know these people, I didn't understand what I was being shaped and molded and groomed for. It wasn't sex, because I didn't do that, but it was the conversation. It was the lessons. It was the friendship. Mind you, at 13 or 14-year-old, I don't understand that this is what's happening. But along the way, the pimp was giving me the game. He was giving me the game. His bottom bitch was giving me the game, and just really kind of instilling in me how to deal with men, how to operate with men, what men really say when they say this, what this really means, and just kind of understanding kind of like the background or what happens in the green room of a man's mind. When that person left my life, he said to me, and again, because I was young, I didn't understand. He said, yo, this is not the life for you. And I didn't even know what he meant, because I didn't know that that's what they were shaping me to do or wanted me to try to take me to go do that. But he was like, this is not for you. But I don't want you to ever forget all this stuff that I taught you. If you ever call me, I want you to always know I'm going to tell you the truth. And so he gave me so much truth that once I did start dating, once I got older, I was a little bit ruthless with these dudes. And I've always had this mentality of men ain't shit. And it so wasn't on purpose, but definitely carried me through my life. So I'm saying, when I say love and knowing yourself, like I had to realize about myself that this is part of the reason why I am so managed. This is part of the reason why it has nothing to do with me being single mom and being strong, although that contributes to it. It has something to do with my basic foundation from when I first learned about love, or when I first learned about what men are, what men represent, and how I, as a female, should act with them, should deal with them, should manage them. And then in turn, yes, it has made me more aggressive. It's made me more when it comes to dealing with guys. But I'm happy to say that I'm reformed. Okay, I put on my lipstick and I'm being nice now.
No, I think honestly, my story might be slightly a little different. I get that comment all the time that I act like I'm a dude, or you like I have alpha male tendencies. So alpha normally
Yes,
gets
yes,
misconstrued as
yes.
being only masculine thing. However, I can understand where that could be taken and where it could come from, because I grew up in around majority males, which I have predominantly males in my family. My younger brother, he's which was a year younger than me. Most of my friends, I was also homied a lot. And because I was homied a lot, I wasn't the girl that they were smashing or hitting. So I'm seeing all of these things as well, literally through the ages of 12 and 16. And I'm also seeing some of my peers being very active and just more active than I was, period.
Right,
And I
right.
also grew up with my dad. I also have my father who literally, he was the one who had the sex conversation with me all time. You know, you're getting older, your body parts are changing, and it came from a male. So I feel like a lot of that curved and shaped me to be the way that I am. So I totally understand, because I have uncles who tell me, "Oh, all these niggas want is X, Y, and Z." I had one of my uncles literally take me to what's that place? Hunts Point. Hunts Point. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you remember back in Showtime when they had the whole story. He literally took us there. It was
Say
like
good
12-degree
time.
weather. Right. It's
Oh,
my
did
time.
you?
I know, right? I should remember that, but I remember that show. You know what I'm saying? I remember that show because he
Right.
took us there, and I will never forget seeing the pimps. And it's 12-degree weather, and the girl had nothing but a dark denim jeans jacket on, and that's it. And I was like, if that's what they people men want, or if this is what men are, I don't want to be that. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to.
Right. Right.
I totally understand where you're coming from, but back to getting to my girls and making sure they have a little bit of knowledge about the do's and don'ts. My just my luck segment is just my luck. Right before starting the show, I got a couple of extra videos of a person, which I won't disclose their name because I want to also keep their privacy as well. But everyone knows, I'm sure, if you are Caribbean and you have WhatsApp, the videos have come across your viewing. I want to tell women that if you are, because these were multiple different men, if you are going to make these types of videos, okay, and I'm talking about giving fellatio, sucking dick, whatever, fucking all of that, try not to do it so often with multiple different people. Like, can the person be somebody that you trust, so that if I can see that you even kind of slightly look different, you shouldn't look current to date and you were just engaged
Mm,
and a whole lot. It shouldn't look like, oh, this just recently happened, because when telling your truth, if you are not telling the full truth, you look like a liar if you omit something, even if that's not your intention. So, ladies, again, be mindful of the people you let record you. I'm not saying don't do it at all, because we all like to have fun every now and then. I get it. But have fun with the right people, because only scum buckets, because I think in one of the videos, it seemed like she didn't even know she was being recorded. Because only scum buckets would release something that was intimately done between two people. And shame
mm-hmm.
on them for that, because I think that they're fuck boys for that. I'm
Yes.
trying to work on my curses.
Yes.
They really try. They,
No,
you know,
they
what I'm saying, that's some
are. They are. They
because
are.
we don't. We could show y'all faces or y'all dick pics when y'all be showing us these little small ass joints and be trying to send them to people. We could do that. We can post y'all on creep.com or all these little different websites and do all of these different things. Why do that to a female? Why? Even if she trusted you in that moment with a miss, because I'm like, these dudes don't even look worth it. Their dick size not even worth it. Like it gotta be worthy. You look too magical to be do it on a little 6, 7. No, come on, man. Anyway, be mindful. Don't make sure no tattoos aren't showing. Make sure it's silhouette only type shit. And there's ways to do that. Y'all can look it up on YouTube where you can put the lighting behind you type shit so it makes a black shadow versus in front of you with the lighting turning.
So we're giving public service announcements on how to be recorded. Get ahead. I'm just checking.
Do it. Yeah, I'm giving pointers to say do it discreetly. If we ain't learned like my sister, we ain't
don't do it at all.
Or don't do it at all.
And just
that's what I said.
Right. Just because of the situation, I guess I will be considered having personal insight. Her counterpart doesn't operate in that way. You know what I'm saying? Her counterpart doesn't operate in that way. You know better than to have cameras. You know better than to have cameras. And I feel like we're all too old for some things. And maybe that's one of those things. Now, I'm not going to say that, you know, if T Gray ever had a national platform, that it might not be a couple people pop out with tapes on me. Wouldn't say it, because I've been in relationships where I was in a relationship and that's what we wanted to do. And granted, it may have ended badly, but I didn't say, "Oh, give me the tape." But you know what I mean? I didn't do that. So if in 10 years from now I'm on a billboard, but here comes so and so with my sex tape, okay, that's fine. We were in a relationship. It's not random one night. Oh, I didn't see the camera. Like, I think that that's crazy. I think that people need to start functioning as adults. If you're going to get out here and do this adult stuff, then carry yourself as such. I remember an experience of mine, because the guy sitting in front of back, look, I'm giving y'all way too much again today. I was sitting in front of back and reached over, grabbed his phone off the nightstand, phone went from this end, here. I'm like, oh, I kindly went in that phone. Kindly. What you just do? You know what I mean? Take a pic, did you, whatever. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're too old for that.
That's what I was saying, is that once you realize, because she was like, no, and then took it out and put it back in. Once I see a camera, bro, I'm taking, stop right now. Run that back. I don't care how much, because they ain't that much feeling good to me in the whole wide world. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, but
and
anyway.
It's not about to bring her no Kim K money. It ain't about to do that.
I was like, she must want to get into that part, because I'm so confused as to like why you wouldn't even mention that, and you have multiple different ones. Like, that was my thing. Okay, so anyway, wrap that up, ladies. Just don't do it. We too old. Cut the crap, and yeah, let's get back into it. So right now we're getting into spit that ish. And the first topic of the day, I honestly want to kind of start with a little bit of it's unfortunate. Biz Markie suffered a stroke in mid-coma. I'm trying to figure out how that even happened. He's been keeping a low profile ever since. News confirms that the rapper was in a hospital suffering from a diabetic episode. Everybody knows he suffers with diabetes.
Right.
He then slipped into You said right in what? I'm sorry.
I think when you said that he was in the hospital, I said, yeah, and he never returned home from that initial hospital stay.
Oh, wow. Well, according to people, they say he's not doing so great, but he's not as scandalous as he felt in the beginning. Shorty showed his biz is diabetic. He has slipped into a diabetic coma, but with that has happened him in the past, and it would only last a little while. He would go into the hospital, get discharged, get his man under control. This particular time, he had a stroke while he was in the middle of a coma. That's very sad. Months back, many assumed that the legendary rapper was hospitalized due to COVID-19, but that was not the case. The sources add that Biz is now conscious and able to FaceTime with his family. He's reportedly in a rehab center, and I want to say prayers and I want to say my condolences, but prayers and healing powers to Biz, and I hope he recovers very soon.
Yeah, definitely.
And so just let me just keep it running because we're going to start with the bad so we can go ahead and flow right in with the good. Unfortunately, BAP star Natalie Desselle Reid passes away from cancer. She was most known for her role in BAP, of course, from the 1997 film. TMZ reports that she passed away on December 8th after a long and private battle with colon cancer. And you want to know the funniest thing? It's not funny, actually. I'm actually pretty slow because I did not know that as African American women, we actually suffer from colon cancer. I thought that that was a male dominated disease. So to hear that she passed, that she was in hospice and no one even knew that, that's a lot. But she played in shows. Other than films like The BAP, she played in Medea's Big Happy Family, Def Jam's How to Be a Player. She also starred in Eve and Janie Iggins for 3 years, opposite rapper. Never mind. Just discard that part. But my condolences to her family, and I really want to urge people to make sure that we're taking heed about our health and going to get these things checked, and watching the things that we eat. I love food, but I also love my life more. And that's very sad.
Yeah, it is very sad. There's a lot of people who have worked with her who all they can say is good things. You know what I mean? Everybody has so many good things to say about her and her character and just her as a person. So, I mean, she'll definitely be missed, although she's not a face that we see often. Every time we see it, she's always entertaining. She's always funny. She's always been a good spirit. Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. So what's next?
All right, so talking about, since we're talking about porn, let's get into Tyga launching his new OnlyFans management and marketing company. Tyga turns head earlier this year after hopping on the OnlyFans train, as so many other celebrities have done also in the past. Now he's investing in a related venture. The California rapper has launched a marketing and management company fashioned to boost the careers of models on the OnlyFans plate. I don't understand this, but anyway, Two Raw Entertainment is branded as a lifestyle entertainment management company, according to a small tagline on the website from Tyga's venture. With accounts on both Twitter and Instagram platforms, Tyga and his team have put out public calls for models hoping to gain career guidance and broader exposure via OnlyFans. We can only assume that existing social media channels available. While there isn't a list of services available as of yet, it appears that Tyga is recognizing the power of OnlyFans. And I'm sorry. I cannot get over this because
listen, when I read this, all I hear in the back of my head is Twista and Kanye West, and Twista's like, "Let me be a manager." Like that's all I hear. Like I get it. I get it though. I get it from a financial aspect. Now, these women are getting guap on these OnlyFans pages. They're getting money. They're getting money hand over fist right now. And I see Tyga's probably like, hey, I just need some of that. Because if he's managing, he's getting what? Between 10 to 20%, depending on the contract that he has with the person. And to be quite honest, it is almost like modern day pimping because these women don't even realize we really don't need a manager for real because we're getting this money on our own. You know what I mean?
That's what why would I need the help? But I guess to have the name Tyga behind you,
I'm sure he's going to take it up a notch. I'm sure he's going to, do some things and part some things that make it a bigger business. But I feel like how much of a bigger business can the OnlyFans get? I don't know, but I mean, if he's looking for talent,
I guess.
I'm not.
And I don't know. I'm not built for OnlyFans either. That's what I'm saying. He was on it too, I guess, and Cardi and all these people making money. So I guess it kind of makes sense. It's like all these different classes teaching you on how to do digital marketing and get digital, and so I get it. But no, I'm good. Anyway, so okay, so Floyd Mayweather. Everyone is talking about him. He's saying that he's coming out of retirement again. I don't know. It's like make up your mind already. But this time he will face a YouTube star. This is what we're into now. And the guy's name is Logan Paul. As spotted on CNN, the Grand Rapids, Michigan native has confirmed he will be stepping back into the ring. On Sunday, December 7th, he announced that he will be fighting Logan Paul in a super exhibition match. February 2021. Now, you know these early bird specials are on sale already. And of course, more details to come. I guess that's what's via Instagram post. Over the years, Logan has quickly made himself social media sensation. I just want to try to figure out who this person is and why he is so famous. He has a channel and impulsive podcast. On Saturday, August 25th, 2018, he boxed internet personality. I can't even pronounce this name, so I'm not even going to try, but it's Olayinka Williams. I did try, and I almost got it. And they call him JJ. That needs to be JJ. I don't know where you get JJ from, but that needs to be the name. Anyway, better known as KSI, in a white collar boxing match, which ended in a draw. The two would duel again in a rematch on November 9th, where Paul would lose via split decision. This would be Floyd's first piece of action since he recorded a breaking fight against Conor McGregor back in 2017. I don't really care to see this because I'm sure it's going to end up being on somebody's YouTube or something. I am not paying for another fight when I could just look on Instagram 5 minutes or while it's happening on somebody's live. But shout out to Floyd Mayweather. I guess it also said that they are going to they signed a contract to fight Paul, but neither party have really confirmed. So naturally, the news took on its own, of course. While the feedback has been largely positive, Dana White of UFC fame was impressed. In an interview with NELK, he made it clear he wasn't feeling the vibe. When people ask me what's the state of boxing right now, that's what I'm trying to figure out. That's where it's at. He said, it's not there. Didn't the kid Paul get beat up by a fucking video game kid from England? See, and this is him talking shit. So I feel like Floyd Mayweather is actually going to fight him, but because he also needs the publicity, and he probably running out of money. So he don't even know how to read or I don't even know if he would know if he signed a contract or not. Has he learned how to read before he said
no? He know how to shop if he don't know how to do nothing else, because I feel like that's all we've seen him do over the past few years. He knows how to shop, and he knows how to shop at places that do not support African American people. So what I haven't seen is him working out. I haven't seen him getting ready. February is almost here. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen no training videos. So I think right now with me and boxing, I feel like boxing is having its own Nate moment. Like boxing, I feel like in general has gotten knocked down. Like it's not exciting right now. And I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say like it has anything to do with COVID or the pandemic. It's just, it's not moving me. Like I remember, like used to be people couldn't wait for the fight. You know, the fight part, you couldn't wait, and you were going to get a great match. Yeah, but one thing I think too with some of these people who are professional boxers and have been doing it 10 years, 15 years, whatever the case, mega millionaires, I think that they are sleeping on these people that are hungry now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they take into consideration when they were young, when they were hungry, they were animals, they was go-getters, and that's what got them to the point that they are now. But now I'm comfy. You know what I'm saying? Now I got my Gucci toilet, I got my Gucci girlfriend, and I'm comfortable now. And so because I have this clout, because you know my history, that's supposed to just stand. Nah, because here go these young bulls, they hungry, and they going to embarrass you. They're going to embarrass
Yeah,
you.
but
And people use the word exhibition. I feel like that word kind of correlates with I ain't really been exercising, but I'm gonna fight somebody. I
right.
think that's what that
But
means.
I can fight you. Like, look, hold on, wait, exactly. I'm on this vacation for a while, but I guess when I get back, I can fight you. But anyway, so running into the next news really quickly because we are definitely expecting a special guest, you guys, and I'm super, super duper excited about that. Um, Jeremiah, he battled with COVID. He took a selfie in the hospital. He's still here. He is all the way okay, at least right now. So he was hospitalized. He was in the ICU. Um, yeah, and I guess that's pretty much it. I wanted to kind of like run over through the information really quickly. We're wishing you all the best, healthy recovery, speedy recovery. I'm tired of hearing about people in COVID, and it's getting unfortunate because I feel like every other week it is someone else dying or getting infected with it. So, y'all, please try to stay healthy and take all precaution and necessary measures that you need to. So, College Hill reboot is coming to BET. BET catches a lot of flack for not doing all they can for one of the few networks dedicated entirely to Black entertainment. But that doesn't tell the full story. BET could be doing better, but there were more than a few moments in history when the people over the network provided us with some solid content in the early 2000s, like shows like 106 in Park, Rap City in the basement, hits from the
Yeah.
streets, uh, a couple of different shows. For those who missed the moment, they show feature students enrolled in various HBCUs across the country. So this is like a new age, different world, something like modern. And this is I kind of grew up semi watching the show, but not really. Yeah, like I said, a modernized, different world
Yeah.
experience. So anyway, are you all ready for the reboot? Because I definitely am. And tonight, because
I am. I think it's gonna be interesting. Like I think it's going to be interesting. I think that sometimes we don't get to see our faces enough. Like I know Netflix has the section of for us, but I feel like we're not seeing our faces as much on TV anymore.
but be,
So I think it'll be good, and definitely for the younger generation. I think they do need to see kids in college of color on TV.
get it.
I feel
Like,
like
well,
that's missing.
I'm watching a different world.
Yeah.
So we grew up watching those shows. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. BET is no longer Black owned all the way. So
Right.
I think
Right.
that could be part
Right.
of the reason why we haven't been getting the support that we should be. But what we demand and what we want to see, it's easy it's an easy ask, obviously, because it's going to happen.
Hmm.
Anyway, so now I'm not sure. Are we ready? Are we ready for our special guest?
We are waiting for our guest to come in the building. So coming up, you guys, one of the originators of the slow jam era for the whole DMV, Kevin Slow Jammin' James is coming through Illustrate Radio. We're waiting on him to get logged in right now. But let me tell you what is so very interesting. This man started a slow jam wave back in 1983 for this area. First off, I was one. I was,
I wasn't even
I
born yet. I
was
was
one.
2 years behind you.
Yeah, so this man just created a new wave and has really been spinning it and been doing this thing for almost 40 years. You know what I mean? Almost 40 years. And so that's just an amazing career where he's taken it and what he's able to have done with it. Um, Definitely a motivator for me because I feel like in radio, in media, we all have to find our niche. We all have to find what our thing is, and then we have to then learn how to capitalize on it. So for him to take the slow jam, where before it was baby making music, you know what I mean? Before that era, you know what I'm saying? And you had your Earth, Wind and Fires, your Ron Isleys, all your old school stuff. And then here he comes and he's like, shaping, cultivating, and creating not a sound, but a vibe. You know what I mean?
A
When you hear
vibe.
quiet
Right.
storm, you know what I'm saying? When you know there's a certain time you cut your radio on because it's about to carry you through the night. You know, he created a
Mhm.
vibe for the entire metropolitan area that we're in. So that's very, very big. And then he's done so many fantastic things with it. Even being featured on my very first CD that I ever owned, Doggy Style. He was featured on
Yeah.
there. Oh, that brings back memories. That brings back memories. So
And I had no
definitely,
idea who he, it's like you know his work, but I didn't know it was him. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
it's good to
right,
finally
right.
with the,
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. Waiting on him to come on. Waiting on him to
I
come
guess
on. And see that our
see
guest
we're
is
missing
on. I was just waiting on
out
his
because
face to pop up on the screen.
yeah, we're waiting for his face, I think. But this is why we miss you, DJ Stiletto, because the same way that he creates a vibe and an energy, yes, so do you. Welcome.
Oh wait, there I
Can
am.
you hear us?
Hold on.
Hey.
I've I've got laryngitis. I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
No.
Let's see.
There we go.
Can you see me? Yeah, that's me.
Yes, we can see
That
you.
looked like me.
So, welcome to Illustrate Radio.
Radio. Hi.
Hey, I'm honored. I really am. I don't do many interviews, not because I don't want to. I don't get asked that often. So uh, I'm really thrilled to be part of what you're doing. I've heard a little bit what you were talking about, and what you're talking about, which I'm sure is what you talk about a lot, is important, needed. So, in advance, thank you.
Thank you. We
Oh, thank
appreciate
you
that.
so much for being. Yeah. So before you came on, I was kind of giving the audience just a little bit of your background, and just how you created, I guess, what we call now a vibe, but you created a whole vibe for that era in the '80s of bringing the slow jam and bringing a certain type of mix to radio. Um, what initiated that process? What
You're right.
made you say, you know what, this is a lane that I need to create for people?
Well, first of all, Melvin Lindsay are the two words I want to say. The original Quiet Storm
Your
on
voice.
WHUR. That was the initiation of this genre or form of music.
Mhm.
When I was at WKYS, Donnie Simpson said, "Well, Kevin, why don't you name your show?" But before that, I was doing the show before it was named Slow Jam. And I took not just bits and pieces, I took a lot from Melvin Lindsay. He created the Quiet Storm, which spawned all the others, Slow Jam, whatever it might be. And so I came up with the name Slow Jam. But
Mhm.
anytime I talk to somebody, I want them to know Melvin Lindsay was the leader of this. Without him,
Mhm.
I would not have known about the Quiet Storm and probably would have never developed what I developed. So that is important because history is important. And
Mhm.
sometimes we forget who initiated what. He initiated this type of format.
What
And before, so it
else?
was Quiet Storm, and then we call songs love ballads, whatever. But of course, I came up with the name Slow Jam from Midnight Star's Slow Jam. And that's where it started in 1983, not long after the album came out. And like I said before that, I'm not really sure. I should know. I'm in radio, but the term slow jam wasn't used universally because it wasn't used until Midnight Star came out with the song, which was
Mhm.
written and directed by Babyface.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Okay.
okay. That's dope. I have
So
a
Oh,
let
question.
me.
by the way, my first album I was on, Dog Food, the Dog Pound. That was
Mhm.
my first skit I did for W Balls. Can I say W Balls on the
Yes,
radio
you
station?
You can say
can.
that.
If you're
So
looking at. However you balls.
Okay, you can ask any
Yes.
question you want. I have so many stories that it would take hours and days to do this. But it was funny how that happened. That little skit. If you want to know that, we can do that now or another time because you probably have questions.
No,
Well, we do
we
have
can.
a couple.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do have a
What's
couple.
that?
One of my questions. I do have one
Okay.
question. Are you married?
No, I was.
You're not married, and you have a whole slow jam. Everything you got a whole vibe, and your voice is like. If I didn't like, if I was just to say, you know what, let me just listen to his voice. Your voice is, I loved it. I was hearing about, I think the guy's name is Cypress Hill, and he was talking about how he used to call himself Ramen.
Oh, that was Eric Bobo. If you look up Bobo, his
Okay.
father was a famous musician. That's Eric Bobo,
Mhm.
part of Cypress Hill. Be Real
Yeah.
is the lead singer of Cypress Hill. So Be Real and his show would come on before my show at the Beat in Los Angeles. And I would follow
Mhm.
him, and I loved those guys, but they were crazy. I'd walk in there, and you never knew when you pop that door open. You go like, "Oops, I'll come back later." So no, come on in, Kev. So those are stories. You know those. I can tell you those stories too. But I I left D.C. in 1990 and came to Los Angeles and just continued to do what I do. But somewhere along the line, and it happened early, I got embraced and respected by the hip hop and rap community. I've never been
Mhm.
embraced, and I'm not talking about listeners. I'm just talking about people that are singers or part of R&B. They've never done anything to respond to me or anything. But right away, I started getting attention from DJ Quick, Snoop, Cube, name them all.
Mhm.
And do you know why? Let me ask you that question. Why did they attach themselves to what I was doing?
I feel
Hmm.
like you're actually a legitimate representation of us. I think that not very often people come along that do that. You know what I mean? It's not just, I think one, music is one of those things where there are no color lines, but I think um, sometimes people can just convey a representation of us that we do want to attach to it. It does feel good. You know what I mean? Like that's my personal opinion. Like I'm just sitting here now and I want to be your friend. So I don't know. Well, what is it? What is that thing that you bring
I'm
to the
also
table
thinking
that
that
nobody else has brought?
I'm also thinking that
It took me
R&B
a long
kind of
time
may
to figure it
have.
out. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. It took me a long time to figure it out, too. And of course, the underlying message here is the music. So the music that I play is not the everyday hits that you can get on any radio station. And when I came to LA, my program director saying, "Hey, you're playing DC music." I said, "No, I'm not. I'm just playing music." But these were the deep tracks, and little did I know, they were not being played in Los Angeles. And all of a sudden, I started getting this attention. People were like, "What is this
Plays
guy
a new
playing?"
wave.
And then I realized the rappers, the hip hop artists, they sample and they want to pick out something that's unique, that's not, you know, sampled by everybody. And I think that's what it was. So whether it's
Yeah.
Snoop or all these guys that I'm friends with now, they learned the music from their parents and their parents' parents. So went all the way through. There's a beautiful relationship with music and the history of music. Because if you're a recording artist or whatever in the music industry, if you don't have that foundation of understanding the music, then you're kind of lost somewhere along the line. That's what it was. I was playing the music, they would sample, and so here I am at Snoop Dogg's Cadillac Music.
Well, that
See, that's what
has
I was.
been such an amazing journey that you've taken. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
no, I
love.
was going to say I was going to say that earlier because I can understand that your genre or the music that you played would have a heavy influence on something current today. So that's exactly when you said it. I was just like, yeah, I totally agree with that because that's what I was going to say. You influence the new sound. So like even Master P, I can example some of the things that you have made, like songs that we've never ever heard played at all. So yeah, when you have something new like that, it does provide a different lane. So kudos to you.
Because regardless of when it came out, if you never heard it, it's new to you. And
It's
I
new to
never
you,
on the radio ever
exactly.
say, I never say, oh, this song was from 1980, 1990, 19. I never date a song because what, what is that? What purpose does that serve? It's like your age. So you're 1 year old when I did the slow jam. But the age of a person, that's not the qualifier. And if somebody young, and a lot of people do tune in that are very young, and then they get excited when they hear that little bit of that song and go like, "Hey, so and so sings that, Master P sings that." So it all kind of weaves together.
Yeah, time
So there's
together.
nobody outside of my box that I would say, "Oh, you probably shouldn't be listening to what I'm playing because it has no relevance to you." It has relevance to everybody. It's
Mhm.
music that's
Music.
emotional. It tugs at our heartstrings. It makes us remember good times, sometimes bad times, but that's what music does. It puts us sometimes in a time or place, or it's just there to make us feel good.
Mm.
Most definitely.
Mhm.
Most definitely. So, with having, 40 years in this business and in this game, you've heard so much. Um, how do you think the slow jam has evolved over time?
It's not been a pretty picture. uh, we go through periods of time. I do play 90s music, but it had a different sound to it. It was more
Yes.
uh, beat and track driven. And that's kind of transcended to what we have today. It's track transcended. So it's uh, less emphasis on the lyrics and the melody. That's what they're doing now. But guess what? History will repeat itself. And
Yes.
the building I'm in, I don't know if you want me to, we could walk around a little bit and show you the compound,
Oh,
which is
okay.
very, very,
Yeah, we would love
very,
to see it.
Yeah, we
because I
get
need
a
to
tour.
take my little iPad, walk around a little bit. We'll walk right by Snoop's studio. He's probably recording in there. You might hear the walls thumping. But let me tell you this: he's working on an album. I'm getting chills thinking about it. It's called the Lowriders album. Nobody knows about it yet.
Mm.
Well, they do now because I just said it on your
Oh, we
show.
got the
Yeah, you just
And
started. We got an industry radio exclusive.
Le- you know who Leon Bridges is? Leon
I do,
Bridges.
yes. Mhm.
He did a song. I was in with Snoop last night, and he was playing this song. It's one of the greatest songs I've heard in 25 years.
Oh,
Leon Bridges. He's gonna. I think that's going to be on the Lowriders album. They have so many songs that are going to be on there that I don't know how they're going to cull it down. Maybe they'll have to have a part two. But I'm telling you up front that this is going to change the lanes for some people, and a lot of people can't
mhm.
change their lane if they're doing what they're doing today. And I'm not here to criticize rap, but it's a whole different feel than it was
It's a
back in the
whole different
90s.
ball game. It's not the
Yeah,
same.
I mean, if I could understand what they were saying, then maybe I'd have a different opinion. But
Different
But you know
there was a
what
little
though?
slap, wasn't it?
That's what I find so interesting about Snoop Dogg. First of all, I'm a fan. I was telling Lucky before you came on, Doggy, that was the first album I had. So to have you on, to know that voice and to know that's you, just it was all I
Okay,
was
so more the
already
voice, like
yeah,
the
I was
face with
already
the voice.
bubbling. But he has been able to go into gospel, go into reggae, have this long
Mhm.
career in rap, go into I feel like he's the type of
Oh, he
person
can
that
create
could really
whatever
be
lane.
in any genre of music and kill it. And it doesn't have to be that that's what he does for the rest of his life. It could be, well, today I'm gonna do country. He's gonna kill the country and come back. Oh, tomorrow I'm gonna do rock. Like, I don't think it's too many artists that have that embodiment where they can just move from genre to genre so seamlessly and make it so enjoyable for everybody.
He's well versed. I learned a lot from him. I play songs that I never played before, rock songs. Like he just played "Changes" by David Bowie. He
Love David Bowie.
is
Rest in
probably the
peace.
smartest musicologist I've ever met. Another guy is DJ Quick, who I became friends with when I came out here. They know their music. And you just wouldn't think that. You would think that maybe the R&B people or the pop people would know the history. I'm telling you, it's amazing, especially like you said with Snoop. He could go into any genre and kill it. Let's go on a little tour. Let's walk around a little bit, okay?
You're about to get
So,
into
okay, I'm going to show you this wall, and because I can't see it, but this is in my studio
Oh,
Dash
wow.
Radio. Snoop Dogg's Cadillac Music. That I got to put plugs in Dash Radio, and up there in the corner of this mural, you can say the name if you want. Don Cornelius. There's Dick
Yeah.
Clark.
Yeah, Casey Kasem.
Up there, Wolfman Jack.
Oh,
The Lakers
wow.
legendary announcer, Chick Hearn. And up in
And
the
that's
corner,
history. That's history.
DJ Pooh. And DJ Pooh, by the way, directed and was in the movies Friday. So all the Friday movies were DJ Pooh.
He was.
And then I'm going to do a little plug for me. Look at that. That's my app. Just load app. 24 hours a day. You can download it on the Google Store or the iTunes Store. Then in here, if you're familiar with the rapper Little Half Dead, he does a show during the pandemic, not so much, but he does a show from here, from noon to 3.
Okay.
So this is the little studio adjacent to where I record from. Then we're going to just sneak down the hall. If we see Snoop, we'll just say hi. Okay. Anyway, I'm a Steeler fan, and I'm not happy with what the Washington football team did.
That game the other day.
God bless them. They played really
I'm
well.
sorry about that. That was. We're gonna call that a magical win.
Then here's Snoop and Magic Don Juan. This is like a museum out here, so let's.
It is.
There's blue lights.
Yes, the Snoop.
This is Kiefer. He's the main part of the compound, and this is live. Illustrator Radio. Illustrate Radio.
You're live with Illustrate Radio.
You guys must have an amazing life. Have a peaceful journey and always travel safe, free. And remember, life is a challenge, but you always conquer one goal every day. Peace.
Thank
you. Yes, thank you for that.
DC, go town. Let's go, DC. That's home of the go town.
Hey, let's go.
I love DC. Where y'all been? Not where I've been. Where y'all been? I didn't
living a life, right?
California.
Okay,
I know we didn't come to California to come see.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Bye.
I'm here. I'm enjoying every minute when y'all come. Just come on.
Okay, we only got
no problem.
Where we going? I gotta do something real quick. Supervise in that studio. I gotta go right in here.
Yeah,
you think they would mind?
That's why.
They got a new clothing line called Drip Drip.
Oh, advertise it.
Hold on, look at this.
Who's
we getting all types of exclusives today.
Look at this. Look at this.
Ooh.
Look at this.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
See that?
I need some of that sparkle drip and DC.
Drip.
Yeah,
Oh, we definitely gonna look it up. Drip, drip.
See that? Whoa. Kevin's moving his camera while he
that's
like.
nice.
He's not a good cameraman at all.
Well, I can't see what I'm
There
doing.
we
I
go.
have it turned around.
There you go.
Do you think you mind if I put this in there?
I don't know. I got something.
I love it.
Okay, you do it. Okay, hold on.
I
I'm
need
just
some
gonna
of
do
that
this
soft
kind
drip,
of.
drip.
Okay, I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to do.
It's Zach Sparky Chevrolet and Honda to my Cadillac. The rodeo that I invented hustling. Me and my boys. Right now I'm high up off the cannabinoid. I'm in an old school duty truck with my fella smoking the gun. We don't get it DUI from smoking deep metal. From the trenches of a lamb, the belly of the beast. I got Zuzus and wham, snacks and treats. Don't give me no Bama. My weed is green, my top is dry. The smash past the cop, trunk full of that.
Oh, somebody's going into my studio. That's the Battleship. That was Superfly, one of the greatest producers of all time in there.
Oh, wow. Superfly. We are, thank you.
On a radio show in D.C.
Oh, okay.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Mike King Taylor. No Mac Poppy. I just think out of Long Beach.
West Coast.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, man, I love what you're wearing.
Oh, thank you. This is an exclusive 2021
D.C.
collection.
They're interviewing me.
West
DJ
Coast.
Half a Million. Y'all know what it is.
$500,000.
Man,
Okay, we gotta know about that.
That's amazing.
Oh, that man's dribbling over there.
Do
He
it
got
for
sparkling over there. Is that
Radio
drip,
show
drip,
in D.C.
sparkling over there? Is that
Exclusive holiday bling.
Oh, I like it.
Hey,
You gonna give us up?
MacPoppy.com. You can get it.
MacPoppy.com. Look me up. MacPoppy on IG. All platforms.
Yeah,
Goodness.
Instagram, all that.
Hey, come
All
back.
right, Mike, y'all have a good one.
So I'm back.
Oh, I love that. Is a dope hoodie. Are you selling your apparel as well, or is that hoodie just for you?
No, he was. I just met him now.
No, I'm talking about your shirt. I'm talking about on your
T-shirt.
What
This?
about what you're wearing? Yeah, is that just for you, or can we get some of that apparel? Or
I'll get it to you for free. But Slow Jam. Here we go. Let's plug slowjam.com, and then I have a store there where you can buy T-shirts and stuff like that. Slowjam.com.
ooh.
But the,
Can we,
by the way,
can
if
we,
you go
just-
to
can we
slowjam.com,
I was saying, can we buy recordings? Can we buy recordings of your voice on iTunes? Can we download? I'm being facetious.
well, I'll
Your
record
voice
anything you
is-
want. Well, actually, that's very easy to do. We'll talk about that later. I have a little microphone that plugs into my iPhone, and I could do a quick little blurb or whatever and send it to you. You would have it in 30 seconds.
Oh wow!
It's,
That's
so anyway,
dope.
I'll do that for you. So anyway, where we were down the hallway. There's this whole place is, I don't know, 50,000 square feet. It's got a gymnasium, full gym. It's got a casino, game room, barber shop, all kinds of, any kind of TV or movies could be shot here. This whole compound is exactly that. It's a compound. And it
Compound.
encompasses
Oh, wow.
all elements of the entertainment. So last night I walked in the Snoop's studio, and it was Too Short and Snoop, you know, just to be around the history of rap and hip hop and R&B. I mean, everybody comes through here, you know, not just rap artists, but athletes and everything. And I'm not blown away by people, what they do in life. I'm blown away by nice people. And the environment here is very conducive to good people. If you're not good and you cause a ruckus like Cardi B did, pretty much they get kicked out. It doesn't, you know, it's not who you are, but what you are.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Your energy.
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
this environment exudes. And I don't have anybody as my camera person, so hopefully you see what I'm doing. But what we did was very illegal. I took you into the Battleship. There are three main studios. The Mothership, that's Snoop Studio. The one that we took a peek in actually walked in was the Battleship, where if you're familiar with the older rap DJ Battle Cat, that's basically his studio. And then we have another Starship studio, and you never know who's going to walk in here. I mean, I can go weeks with nobody coming in here, and then people just pop in. I go, hey, like Cedric the Entertainer walked in here one day, and like we became friends like in 30 seconds. It's just, it's that musical thing when he says,
I must say he loves
this.
music. Look, Cedric is known for loving his music, so I'm sure you go connected on a easy level. But I totally appreciate the sneak tips that we got. But that just goes to show you, as far as like the environment and the love that you all attract, it's the people that are also there that brings that type of energy, which also helps channel creativity. So I'm totally for it, and appreciate you for giving us that.
Yeah, that was something I didn't plan on. But I had it kind of back of my mind, depending who was here. During these times, there were less people here, and sometimes you go out there and the halls are filled with people back and forth. But today is a fairly mellow day. So, do you know who Superfly is? He's one. If not, look up. I'm talking to the people that are watching this. One of the great producers of all time with Snoop since the beginning of time. That's who was in there blasting the music when we were in the Battleship. So I've shown you this studio. Oh, you have other questions? I know. I just kind of took over everything. What you got?
No, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. I wish we had so much more time. I really, really do. But I want for everybody to make sure that they are able to hear your show over on Dash Radio. I want to make sure that they're able to follow you and then you're with your social media. So if you could just let everybody know your show, your social media, and all of those good things.
And where they can find your app and the name of I know it's called the Slow Jam app, but don't forget to plug that in again as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, the app is Slow Jam, 2 words. And if you go to iTunes, only one pops up, and that's my app, because I own the trademark for Slow Jam. Other people use it, and sometimes you have to go after them and say, don't use that. Slow Jam James at Instagram and Twitter. Actually, Twitter changed, but mainly IG. And Facebook is at Original Slow Jam. But you can see all of that at slowjam.com. And also, while you're there, you can just click on the app download from the Google Store and the iTunes Store. So it's like a launching pad when you go to slowjam.com, which I'm going to continue to revise and make it neat and clean. So I'm not here. I don't like promoting myself that much. I'm here to promote music and spread love. And that's how I do it, through music. So you listen to my show. I haven't talked on the radio since we've been talking, but it's not important. I'll talk when I feel like I have something to say. In the meantime, who speaks for me? The music.
The music.
And that's
music.
They tune in for music.
Yes.
It's not called Kevin James Show. It's the Slow Jam Show. Snoop Dogg's Cadillac Music on Dash Radio.
On Dash
There,
Radio.
I know that's
the
right.
app.
Yes.
And
So you all make sure you listen to it. It's on channel 702. And in the meantime, in between time, you all make sure you see us again right here next Wednesday on Illustrate Radio, 9 to 10 p.m. Make sure you check us out on iHeartRadio. We'll be streaming live so you can interact and get all these great interviews on the Studio 202 Facebook page. Also, make sure you follow me at the Love Below _ Sex Talk with T Gray. I got some dynamic stuff coming up for you, Lucky Lay.
Thank you. Also, don't forget to tune into our YouTube channel and make sure y'all hit like and subscribe on that. We need to get our views up on our YouTube channel at Illustrate Radio. You can follow me at Magical AF Podcast, and that is on Instagram. You can Google it because I'm also on Spotify as well. Yeah, and then that's pretty much it for me. Oh, and Scentsy Sweet. Can't forget about my infused smoothies. Don't forget, it's SENSISUITE, like luxury, sweet, like the sweet life, you know? And we appreciate you. I'm so glad that we had you on. I really want to thank you for making the interview fun and keeping it exclusive, and also bringing it back to a cause that is so dear to me, and that is the love. I'm all about showing love, even when you get other things happening in life. It's if you give love, you'll always get it. So I appreciate you for coming on. We appreciate you for coming on, but especially
Yes,
I want to say
for
one more thing to
sharing that
DC.
voice with us.
DC, I
that
love you,
voice is
DC. I'll
everything.
have a good part of my heart is right there in DC, and I'll never leave.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, really quick, last question, really quickly. Where are you from? Are you from the DMV area or?
Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania was where I was born. Then I went to high school in Philadelphia, but I'm a Pittsburgh guy because I was
I was
adjacent to
wondering
Pittsburgh.
why you were a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
That's why I'm a fan of all Pittsburgh teams because where you're born, it's like your family. You know, I'm
Uh-huh.
going to take us overtime. You have a family, and if you move, you can't call somebody else your family. Your family is your family. Same with
Yep,
sports.
fact.
I'm not a bandwagon
Mm-hmm.
guy. If I'm born there and I'm a fan of you, I'm not going to abandon you when I go to all over the country, which I did. So there, loyalty.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Shout out to Pittsburgh. I'm sorry that we had to kick your asses like that, but next time.
Sorry you had to say it that way.
I just had to give a nice little hoorah to the WTF. You know, my last name is Washington, so that was a good one for us.
They did well. Bless their hearts. Don't do it again.
but But everyone, be sure to tune in next week, Wednesday, same time, 9 o'clock. We appreciate it. T Gray is going to go ahead and give our page another one more shout out, just in case you missed it the first time that we said it.
One more time, you all make sure you check us out right here every Wednesday, 9 to 10 p.m. We'll be streaming live to Facebook at our Studio 202 DC page. Make sure you listen to us on iHeartRadio. Make sure you follow me. Make sure you follow my girl. Make sure you get this slow jam vibe in your life and catch up on everything that this great giant has done for us. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye from Inglewood, California.
Bye from England.